Welcome back. This second lesson in the 9th chapter of the Pearson Geometry video series is short and sweet. So we are going to be talking about area and perimeter. And when we're talking about area, we're usually talking about some form of base times height. And when we're talking about perimeter, we're always talking about adding up all of the sizes. So let's take a look at what we have here. So this is just your regular generic rectangle, so we can count around. So this is 2 and 1, 2, 3. So our area is going to be 2 times 3, which is going to be 6 units squared. Area is two-dimensional, so the units are always squared. Okay, so if this side is 2 and this is 2 and this is 3, then we've got 6 plus 4 is 10. So the perimeter is going to be 10 units. Okay, in example 2, when we find the area, of course we're back to half the base times the height, because a triangle is actually half of a rectangle, and a rectangle is base times height. So we can count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if it was a rectangle, 6 times 8 would be 48, but since it's only half of a rectangle, it's going to be 24. And that's units squared. All right, now for the perimeter, we've got the 6 and we've got the 8. We need to know this other side. And some of you probably already know what it is. Okay, but if we take 6 squared plus 8 squared and take the square root, we're going to get 36 plus 64, which is 100. And that means the square root of 100 is 10, so this side is 10. So we've got 10 plus 8 is 18, plus 6 is 24, and the perimeter is going to be 24 units. All right, example 3. Example 3 would be helpful if we had a picture to look at. So let's just draw this. And it's not going to be a very big picture, so we're going to have to make our units kind of small. Whoops. Let's see, here we go. Okay, there we go. So we need it to go, let's see, up 10, down 10, right 9, left 9. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, those even look pretty even. Okay, so our first point is over 9 and up 10. So it's going to be right about here. And our second point is going to be back 9 and up 10. So right about here. And our third point is going to be back 9 and down 10. So it's going to be right here. And then if we connect those points, we're going to have this nifty little triangle. All right. And we want to figure out what the area is. So we've got 10 up and 10 down, so that means that this side is going to be 20. And we've got 9 this way and 9 that way, so this side is going to be 18. And so we want 1/2 of 18 times 20. Half of 18 is 9. And 9 times 20 is 180, so we are looking at 180 units squared. All right, now we could also find the perimeter if we wanted to. It's not asking for it, but we would do 20 squared plus 18 squared and take the square root, and that would give us this, and then add it to 20 and 18, and that would give us the perimeter. Okay, now let's look at some extreme cases. We want to find the perimeter of this one too, and here we are with this nice blank graph. So I guess we're going to go ahead and draw this. So at -9, 2, we have a W. So -9 and up 2, right there. And that's going to be x. No, it's not. It's going to be -9. Oh, well. we don't actually want that there. We want that here, and then that's going to be W. So we don't want that point right there. Okay, -6, +2. So 2, 4, 6, +2. We want a point right there. And that's going to be X. And then Y is at 9 to the right and up 10. 9 to the right and up 10, so right there. That's going to be Y. And Z as it is at 6, 6. So up, right 6 and up 6. Okay, so looks like we have a parallelogram here. Let's go ahead and connect the points. And connect these two to get that side, and these two to get that side. All right, so we want to find area and perimeter. So if we want to find perimeter, we have to figure out what all these sides are. If we want to find area, then we have to figure out what the base times the height is. And the base we're going to get because we're going to figure out what this is. And one of these is going to be our base. And then we also have to figure out what our height is. And our height is not going to be these long sides right here. It's going to be this right here. So let's go ahead and do the perimeter first and find out what all of our sides are. Okay, so if we start here and we make our right triangles. Okay, we've got 3 and 4. And then over here, we've also got 3 and 4. So those two sides are congruent. And we already know what those are, right? So 3 squared is 9, plus 4 squared is 16, which gives us 25, which is one of our most common Pythagorean triples. So this end is 5, and this end is 5. Okay, now going this way, over to 6, we can draw a right triangle here, and a right triangle here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so the width is 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The height is 8. So we want 8 squared plus 15 squared, which is going to give us 289. And the square root of 289 equals 17. Okay, so that means that this is going to be 17. And if we figure out this one and over this way, we're going to have the same measurements. This is going to be 8. This is going to be 15. So that means this one is also 17. So let's go ahead and figure out the perimeter. Okay, so the perimeter is going to be 17 plus 17, which is 34, and 5 plus 5, which is 10, so 10 and 34 is 44. So our perimeter is going to be about 44 units. Okay, now as far as our area goes, we have to figure out what one of these is. So it looks like our altitude would be right there. Okay, so we need to figure out what the length of this line right here is. So we're going to make another triangle right here. And it looks like it's going to be 1 by 2. Okay, so if we're looking at 1 squared plus 2 squared, we're looking at the square root of 5, which is about 2.2. Okay, so that means this is 2.2. And we want base times height. So that means that we want 2.2 times 17, which is going to give us about 37.4. So our area is going to be equal to 37.4 units squared. Okay, all right, those triangles do come in handy. Okay, last one. So right here, if we want to figure out the perimeter, then we're going to have to find out the length of this side and this side. Fortunately, this one we can kind of count and see. So we've got 4 and 10, so we're looking at 14. So that one's going to be 14. Over here, we're going to have to make a right triangle, or you can use the distance formula, but I like the right triangle. So count this as up as 8, and over is going to be 11. Okay, so we want 11 squared plus 8 squared, and the square root of that, which is going to be 185, which is going to be equal to somewhere in the neighborhood of 13.6. Okay, so this one is 13.6. All right, now to find this one, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make another triangle. And if we count down, it's going to be about 6. And if we count over, it's going to be 11 like the other one was. And so now we're looking for 11 squared plus 6 squared, 121 plus 36, which is going to be about 157, which is in the neighborhood of 12.5. Okay, so we know this one is 12.5. So now we can add all of those together, 14 plus 13.6 plus 12.5, and we're going to end up with a perimeter of about 40.1 units. Now in this one, area is really not quite as difficult to figure out. So if we count this way, which is going to be our base, so our base is going to be 14. Well, here's our height right here. And our height is going to be 11. So to find the area of our triangle, we're going to say 1/2 times 14 times 11. And just to make this a little bit easier, half of 14 is 7 times 11 is 77. So area is equal to 77 units squared. And we have no backside, so that's it. This is the end of 9.2 video, and the next one will be on circles.